Now it's time to talk about color families. If you think of a color like, say, green, there are many, many different greens out there. I might think of rotary matte green. You might think of lime green. You might think of forest green. And guess what? It's okay to mix them all in one quilt. That's right. In fact, your quilt will be more interesting if you do it that way. Let's take a look at my first example here. Now, mind you, not only are the greens all the same, but there's no lights in it, so it's really boring, if you ask me. Now, here's the after. Look at that. All the difference in the world. So it might make you nervous when you put greens together like this image, because it just, that kind of doesn't look good. Well, let's take a look at this outside picture of Hawaii that John and I took. You can look at this particular picture and you can see there are tons of different greens in it. And then even take a look at this plant. There you have two different greens in it. So how do I mix greens together that make me very uncomfortable and perhaps make my teeth itch? Well, I look for what I call bridge fabric. Bridge fabrics are fabrics that have many, many different interpretations of that green within that fabric. So this is from my first line, Color Bridge, and you can see there are a ton of different greens in it. So if you've got two greens that are like going, you know, I don't want to put them together in the same quilt, consider using one of these bridge fabrics. Let me show you something on this new line of Whisperings, and I'm not trying to be a salesman here, but I just think this is really interesting. Here you've got this green piece of fabric, and it's just an absolutely exquisite piece, but sometimes you will find that fabric lines have these dots on it. Look at all those different subtle shades of green that are in there. This would be a fantastic bridge fabric. You know, season to season, the colors change because I talked about the color gods and all that. We kind of went from a forest green to a lime green, and now when Michelle Obama came into office with, she didn't come to office, but you know what I mean, when it was the parade, she had a green suit on that was a green I had never seen before, and they're calling that lemongrass green. So the idea, as I said in an earlier video, is that they don't want you happy with what you've got, so they're constantly changing everything. So by the use of collecting bridge fabric, a green that has many, many greens in it, a red that has many, many reds in it, you can buy the new colors and incorporate them in with the older colors. So those are the three rules that I stand by, thick and thin, and it is number one, you've got value, that's most important, and then you've got character of print or visual texture, and then you have it's okay to mix up color families. In fact, it's a whole lot more interesting.